What's up, guys? Excited to be here. We're on like a 15-20 second delay, so I want to see where all you guys are from. What's up, Miguel? What's up, Jamie? What's up, Rudy? I'm excited to be here. I want to make sure for my team everything's good to go. We should be on live. Can you guys see the screen? What's up, Jay? What's up, Rick? What's up, Lauren? From Arkansas, we got NC in the house. We have West Virginia, we have Australia, we have Arizona, we have SoCal. Dude, I'm excited to be here. We are going to really dive in to the proven 6-step formula on how to build $1 million network and leverage that new circle of influence to fuel rapid growth in the next 6 months and beyond. What's up, guys? We got Jordan. What's up? I'm excited for you guys to see this. This is gonna rock. Yes, it is. Mariana from Los Angeles, Brooklyn in the house, New Jersey in the house, South Africa in the house, Spain in the house, Las Vegas, Ohio, Puerto Rico. I love it. I'm excited, guys. So I want to know that I get what some of you are thinking in terms of not another training. I've been to a lot of trainings, and most of them don't really give tactical value and don't really give a clear action plan. I pride myself in making sure you guys get as much value as possible. Okay, so if you're looking for a huge competitive advantage in life and business, if you're looking to grow your network, if you're looking to gain more clarity about how to make money in today's changing times, you're in the right spot. And I want to acknowledge you before we really dive in first, because you're investing your time into yourself and into personal growth. You're somebody who believes in the power of investing in themselves. Time is more important than money. And you're the type who understands the benefit and the payoff. You're the action takers, and you're the type that doesn't wait for opportunities. You create them. So congratulations. I know you're an overachiever. I know you're an action taker. And leaders, action takers, they jump on opportunities instantly. While most watch their lives pass them by, you create yours. And I'll tell you, in these crazy times, the world needs leaders to step up more than ever right now. So thank you for stepping up. And by investing your time here today, you're going to learn things to help you become a better entrepreneur, a better professional, and a better networker. And I love hanging out with people that want to better themselves, who realize that they can learn all these things on their own, but cutting your learning curve in half by learning from others is what makes you more effective. So congrats on being amazing. And most people don't watch trainings like this. They just wait for things to happen. You and I are here to make things happen. And Forbes had an article that came out a while back, and it said less than 10% of people invest in themselves. And you guys invested your time to be here. So you're the cream of the crop, and you're not like most people. So much respect. And my focus is always adding as much value as possible to you. And one of the biggest perspective shifts I had a while back was just 1 or 2 action steps or a different way of thinking or a new action plan can yield you an extra 5, 10, 15K a month up to 100K a month, right? Now, let me share why right now is more important than ever. We have reached a time in our society where this is a now or never moment in society and moment in history. And what you consume and what you do the next month or two will be magnified 10 times once you come out this period. This is your life, and there's nothing more important than building a life on your terms. And right now, the global economy is crashing and the recession's looming. Okay, this is a scary time for a lot of people. In the past 3.5 weeks alone, almost 18 million Americans have lost their jobs. Businesses are going bankrupt at an unprecedented rate. Cities are deserted and people are forced to stay at home. And worst of all, it looks like there's no end in sight. Now, some people might be off lockdown, but it doesn't matter. The damage has been done. And as this pandemic continues, there's a lot of fear. I've received hundreds of messages from people panicking. And they're worried their sales will dry up. They're scared their business will collapse. They're not sure how to go online to make money. And I'll tell you, the solution to this problem is who you know and who you're around, right? Which is why I'm running this right now. There's a lot of trainings out there, but there's no training worth more right now than the power of networking and circle of influence. But people are scared. They're fearful their income will disappear. They're lost and not sure what to do. Some of our hardest working families, okay, can't support each other financially. There's a lot of declines in consumer confidence, and sales are causing a lot of promising companies to shut down. The secure jobs we thought were secure don't look secure anymore. Now entrepreneurship's looking like the best bet, right? Everything is changing, but it's more important than ever now to bet on yourself. I know somebody, and I'm going to dive in, but I just want to share this because I think it's very important. I know somebody who went to 8 years of college, had the same job for 15 years. They got fired with no notice and no support. You really find out who has your back in these crazy times. And if you think colleges or your company or the government has your back, you better wake up. I think right now, who has to have your back the most is yourself, right? And the plans that we all had even a month ago are irrelevant. And right now, 95% of people are stressed, underpaid, overwhelmed, and struggling right now. But I have some good news, okay? This is the greatest time in human history to be alive. There's 1,700 plus new millionaires created every single day right now. That's over 50,000 a month, and that number is expected to double over the next 6 months. More wealth is being created than ever, and it's time for you to capitalize on all your gifts and strengths, because when you work on your gifts during the struggle, the benefits are 10 times when the struggle stops. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities that arise over the next couple months, and it's important that you really do prepare yourself for those opportunities, not just for you, but for your family and for those counting on you. Forbes just said the biggest transfer of wealth in U.S. history has begun. Now, I'll talk about kind of my past, but I grew up in a super small town of 6,000 or 7,000 people. If I read a quote like this, I would just check out and be like, well, I'm done, right? But now that I'm around successful people, you have to realize I know a lot of the people that are becoming more wealthy than ever. I know 19 and 20-year-olds that are going to make $1 million this year. So the biggest transfer of wealth is happening, and I want you to be a part of that, right? The rich are getting richer, and now is the time to separate yourself once and for all. People are lost, broke, confused, but it's your time to level up so you can reach back and help them, all right? There's 3 truths to the new economy, right? Yes, people struggle, but there's always businesses and people that come out better than ever. Here's the 3 truths that changed the game for me that I want to start with. Number 1, you can make more money in a downtime than you ever could in great times. You can get maximum profit when there is maximum pessimism with the right network. And when the economy is down, the money doesn't disappear. It transfers to the successful people who do these things I'm going to talk about, right? Now, the opportunity cost for not knowing some of these things that I'm going to talk about is drastic right now. You're leaving a lot of money and a lot of peace of mind on the table by not knowing some of these simple yet very powerful facts. There's a huge shift happening right now. Okay, there's a huge shift happening right now. And for the first time ever, the game has changed, and it's not about age anymore. It's not about experience anymore. It's not about location anymore. It's about networking and having a proven roadmap, which is why I've been so excited to run this training. Comment below if you're excited. I'm super pumped for this training because a lot of these things, like the script and some of the game-changing moves, I've never actually shared on a training before. So let's go over the house rules first, okay? Just to make sure there's some structure. This is not a get rich quick. This is not do nothing and get money. There's not a shred of get rich quick in this training. And if you're looking to get wealthy without putting in any work or without adding value, this isn't it. Feel free to go about your business and leave or change your expectations. This is not do nothing and get paid, okay? I'm not going to teach you how to do nothing and make money. I've never met anyone who was able to do that except for some lottery winners. And I think the stats say that most lottery winners go broke 2 years after anyways. This is not fake experts. This is real results, real work. I'm going to share some case studies with you, and this is real people. My results aren't typical, okay? Most people who buy any type of get-rich-quick training will never make any money. This isn't it. Now, if I haven't scared you away, let's get started. If you're looking to get a blueprint to gain more clarity on how to capitalize, if you're looking to build your $1 million network, if you value freedom and family over everything, if you're looking to elevate your circle of influence, if you're looking to protect and multiply your income, this training is for you. And I want to share this with you as well. And here's what you're going to discover today first. The 3 game-changing moves to networking in the digital age and how to leverage that network for growth and income. Now, I am going to give you a bonus game-changing move as well. This is the same system that helped me go from 6 figures to 7 figures and from 7 to 8, okay? I'm also going to talk about the 3 big decisions that will make or break the next 6 months, and of course, how to get a hold of anybody. And most importantly, how this all ties in to creating freedom for your life and business. But before we dive in, I want to talk about something that's important. You have to realize we've been lied to. A lot of this is not your fault. If someone's struggling, I know it sounds counterproductive because you want to take responsibility, but everything we've taught has been backwards. Okay, it's not about working harder or smarter anymore. It's about working right. Age has become irrelevant. Networking is so much more important than experience, and we've been lied to. And seeing all these businesses fail and seeing all these frustrated people, I had to change that. But the reason I share this is there's 40 and 50-year-olds, some of the most loyal, hardworking people I know are going broke. And there's 18, 19, and 20-year-olds making 6 and 7 figures. How does that happen? Well, one's willing to adapt and change and become more valuable and elevate their network, and one is stubborn and says, oh, I have 20 years of experience. I should be making more money. You don't have 20 years of experience. You have 1 year repeated 20 times because you're not getting any better. If you don't grow and invest in yourself and continue learning and educating and sparking your mind, you don't have 20 years. You have 1 year repeated 20 times, right? So I want people to understand that because that's very, very important to understand. So why should you get good at networking? Some people were like, I've never thought about networking or circle of influence. Why should I get good at it? Well, let me share. Specialized and proven knowledge. Imagine having every solution to your problem and knowing exactly what the next best moves are for your business. Imagine having the solution to every problem, so you don't have to worry about it. One of the biggest breakthroughs I had was realizing I didn't need to have the answer. My network did. Endless new opportunities. Imagine having the absolute freedom to pick and choose which opportunities you want to take on, and imagine having too many opportunities. That's what networking does. Increase influence and income. Imagine getting paid for knowing people and connecting people. Imagine getting paid for your intelligence, not your time. That is networking. Cutting your learning curve in half. Imagine learning is twice. Right now, imagine learning at twice the speed you're learning at now with half the headache in half the time. That's networking. Establishing your celebrity. Imagine people seeing you as you see celebrities in your industry or in your space. Imagine someone seeing you like you see Gary Vaynerchuk. Imagine someone seeing you like you see Russell Brunson or like you see Tony Robbins. That's what networking does, establishing your celebrity. And imagine exponentially growing your awareness so the work becomes effortless. That is elevating your circle of influence. And the only thing that will really change your life is the people you meet and the connections you develop along the way. So I'm fired up. I do want to talk about who I am. I don't like talking about myself, to be honest, but I just see so many gurus or so many people running trainings that haven't actually gotten results. They're a coach, they're a mentor, but they haven't actually gotten results. And I just want to share that I've been in the trenches 15 plus years. I have failed my way to success. I've been dead broke. I've been frustrated. And I shouldn't be successful. I should be working a 9 to 5. I wasn't supposed to succeed. I grew up in a super small town on the Oregon coast. At the time of me growing up, I believe the population was like 6,500 or 7,000 people. And most people didn't have money in our town. If you would have bet me that I was going to make six figures, I would have laughed in your face, right? I never thought I would make six figures, let alone seven. I knew nobody and most people around me had 9 to 5 jobs. I had a lot of energy, but I was lost. Okay? This is me at 19, right? Just a lost soul. And I always felt judged. I felt like I was an outcast, was caused me to rebel. I was the kid that everyone else's parents would tell not to hang out with. And I acted like it didn't hurt me, but it destroyed my confidence. I worked the job valeting cars. I transferred high schools my junior year. I dropped out of college my senior year, started a business. I failed miserably. So how does this happen to where I have all these failures from a super small town, no network, no resources, and I'm able to speak on stage with some of the biggest names in the world and create my dream life? I had big dreams, but everyone told me to be realistic and go to college, you get a normal job. You're too young, you don't have experience, right? There's so many things I could share. But I want to talk about how I went from this Peter to this Peter, where I'm a 3-time best-selling author with over 500,000 copies sold. I've created 6 and 7-figure income in 13 different industries. I've trained personally, not online, personally 10,000 entrepreneurs while reaching millions per month. Okay? My book, 6 Months to Six Figures, which some of you guys have read, and I really appreciate everyone that's read this. It has thousands of reviews. It's been on the homepage of Audible with Tony Robbins and Stephen Covey and Dale Carnegie and Tim Ferriss. This is me speaking in Dubai as the keynote speaker at one of the biggest conferences in the Middle East. I've been featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur, Time, Yahoo, all kinds of different publications. It's even weird saying these things, but I just want to share this. I was one of the top 6 millennial mentors to follow in 16 top 12 motivational men on Instagram. I just was named a month or two ago one of the top 20 entrepreneurs to watch in 2020 for Yahoo Finance, which was on the homepage of Yahoo, which was very humbling and very crazy. I've been in Forbes now 4 times. This is one of the articles that came out. I've spoken at some of the biggest events with Gary Vaynerchuk and Les Brown and Eric Thomas and Keith Ferrazzi and Scooter Braun and Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank and all kinds of different people. This is me speaking in Mexico. This is in Cancun, I believe. I've been interviewed by Grant Cardone and all kinds of different platforms. We've reached millions of people online. Some of the interviews we've done have reached 700,000-800,000 people. This was us in Entrepreneur Magazine, I think for the 4th or 5th time. But I take pride in what serious publications have said about me because that's what I looked up to growing up. I always read Forbes. I always read Entrepreneur. And I can tell people, I knew I was going to be in Entrepreneur Magazine, but the reality is I never, ever believed that. So it's just humbling. And it's crazy to me that this has happened. But let me talk about why I failed. Okay. And then we'll go through why I succeeded. But I just want to share some of the results I've gotten, how I was able to go from dead broke and frustrated to being an entrepreneur in Forbes magazine. So why I failed when I first came out in entrepreneurship, I tried to do everything myself. I not only did I try to do everything myself, I wouldn't really think that I could delegate things. I had to figure everything out on my own. And I also listened to too many people that didn't have the success I wanted. So I took way too many opinions and I was trying to do everything myself. Why I failed? I believed the gurus. So when I was building my business, when I first started, I was struggling and I was working 40, 50 hours a week. So I asked everyone I knew at the time. I asked family, friends, people around me, and everyone said the same thing. Just work harder. Just work more hours. So I'd work 50 hours. Then they said, just work more hours. I'd work 60 hours. Work harder. I got up to 80 hours and my results weren't changing. So I realized, wait, if I'm working max capacity at 80, 90 hours and I'm not getting results, it's not about the time I work, it's about what I'm putting in those hours. So I started realizing that society usually doesn't have the answer because most are struggling. Then they said, you have to believe in yourself. That was the second piece of advice. You have to believe. And then I'm in my head, I'm thinking, how can I believe? I've never got the results. I've never been successful. I don't know how to believe. So the reality was, you don't have to believe. I didn't believe in myself fully, I think, until after I made $350,000 in a year. So when someone says you have to believe, no, you don't. You just have to be around people who believe in you until your belief catches up. So I was believing these gurus. I thought I was a failure because I didn't believe. But think about it. How can you believe if you don't even have the results? So here's the key, though. You have to still take action like you believe and still write your goals down and look at them like you believe, but you don't fully have to, right? And then they also said you need a lot of experience. And the reality is, I realized that networking was more important than experience. So this is why I failed at first, is I was believing all the gurus. This is why I succeeded looking back at all my breakthroughs. I built $1 million network, and I found a proven roadmap. This is the two things that caused me to succeed. And here's what I've learned in the process. Your circle of influence is the single most important thing in life and business. And it's not even a question. So how to create your $1 million network starting today. I'm fired up and excited. I hope you're ready. But please make sure you're focused, you're present, you take notes. Also, there's going to be a surprise, something we've put together with my team at the end of this training. And also, if you haven't got our networking blueprint with the exact scripts I use and the 3 game-changing moves, deep dive and detailed, stay till the end and you'll get that sent to your email as well. So there's 3 pieces of $1 million network, okay? And number 1 is support. Now, in support, realizing that your support, the people around you, will make or break you. I know you've heard this, but are you really implementing it at the highest level? See, the moment you shift your support system, that's the moment your results, your standards, and your income follow. How many millionaires are you associating with on a daily basis? One of the quotes that changed my life was, if you want to be a millionaire, talk to billionaires, you'll get there quicker. And I realized, oh my gosh, everyone I'm talking to is in a similar situation and they're all struggling for money. This is when I was 21, 22. Everyone around me saying, oh, you're young, don't worry about money, right? It's okay to be broke. Well, I don't know about you, but how it felt being broke, having no choices. I was living in my friend's mom's basement in Tacoma, Washington, and I just had a box spring with no mattress, or a mattress with no box spring, and I had no money to go to the drive-thru. So that gives me chills thinking about that, but realizing it's not fun to be broke and it's not okay to be broke. It's your obligation, right, to make sure you're financially free. So the first thing is support. Now this is family, friends, and day-to-day people, and those around you the most. Are people building you up or tearing you down? You want a team of people around you who have the same vision as you, and when you leave their side, you feel like you can run through walls. When you leave someone's presence, you either feel like you can do anything or you feel like you are discouraged. One of the two, right? And I'll dive into each of these. So the first step here is you got to evaluate your circle of influence. Evaluate how they're making you feel. Evaluate how they're affecting your thinking, your standards, and your state of mind. Right? That's the first step, is think about your circle of influence right now, because if you can think about who you're around that motivates you and who you're around that kind of drains you, that's the first step. Now you have to create your make it or break it list. So this is something I did very, very carefully, and this was something that really changed the game for me when I was coming up in entrepreneurship. I made a list of the 5 people, I called them maintenance friends, that I just kind of was hanging on to. I knew about them, and I knew them in high school, and I was like, I got to stay friends with them. But really, they were dragging me down, not in a too good. I wasn't acting too good. I was just thinking, like, every time I talked to them, they made me want to quit entrepreneurship and just get an average 9-to-5 job, because that's what they did. And I didn't like that. I wanted to be free. So I wrote down 5 maintenance friends that I didn't really want to be around because they didn't motivate me. And then I wrote down 5 growth friends. So now you're going to write down 5 growth friends. Okay? And this is people that motivate you, that make you think bigger, that give you solutions, that are optimistic, that always focus on what's next. And here's all you... Now, this is... You don't even have to know these people. I think a couple people on that list I didn't know. I've just heard of them, and I wanted to build relationships with them. Okay? And this is all you do. You lower the time you spend with your maintenance friends, and you increase the time you spend with your growth friends. That's it. Okay? Create your make it or break it list, because the most important decision you'll ever make is who you surround yourself with on a daily basis. And yes, you have to be tough. Sometimes when you tell people, I love you, but I don't like some of the decisions. I have a huge vision. I want you to come with me, but I can't keep being held back. The right people will catch on, be inspired by you, and want to help you with your vision and want to be a part of that themselves. The wrong ones won't. Sometimes when you reach for new heights, you're going to represent the strength and courage people don't yet have. So the tough decision here is who to cut out. The tough decision here is who to lower your time with. But it's a tough decision because it's worth a lot and there's a lot of value to it. There were some people that I had to cut out that were just negative. They were always playing victim. They always talked about how bad the economy was. In 2008, when I finally started getting my business going, the recession hit. And because I didn't have a great circle of influence, my business was tanking and I didn't have the money. And the second the recession hit, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I have to save money. I have a scarcity mindset. I'm nervous. But then I remember my mentor telling me at the time, hey, when the economy doesn't do well, the money doesn't disappear. It transfers to the people that do these things. And I thought, oh my gosh. And it shifted me from scarcity and from being discouraged to being motivated and ready to work. So if I didn't cut out some of those people, I would have maybe quit entrepreneurship if I didn't hear that statement from someone that was playing the game at a higher level than me. So that's the tough decision. And realize as your vision gets bigger, the circle gets smaller. As the vision gets bigger, your circle should get smaller. So that's number one, support. Number two, your peers. Okay, now peers is business network. Those who are around you when you're working, people you work with, right? Do you have A players around you that you can bounce ideas off? Right? So this step is you got to find a mastermind network. Your closest 5 people that you connect with and talk to should all have the lifestyle that you're striving to have. They should all make you better. So find a mastermind network. That should be number one for you. What you can find these people for is bouncing ideas off each other, getting valuable feedback, sharing strategies, tips and tricks, and accountability and support. And something that really, really helped me was realizing you're only one connection away from creating your ideal lifestyle. You're only one connection away from creating an amazing lifestyle, an amazing network, right? But here's what you got to realize. Everybody with $1 million network started at zero. Now, I'm not talking about the 1 or 2% of people that were born into celebrity status, their dad's a celebrity, their mom knows. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying 98 to 99% of people that have an amazing network didn't have a network. I've been able to network with some of the biggest people in the world. This is me with Gary Vaynerchuk, with Ty Lopez, Randall Pitch, CEO of LiveFit, me and Lewis Howes, me and Ryan Blair, me and Gerard Adams. And I just want to share, this is Grant Cardone wanting to interview me. Me and Grant Cardone have done multiple things together in terms of content. This is me and Eric Thomas. We've spoken together. We actually connected and did some interviews back in 2013, and I've helped him build his membership site. This is Tom Bilyeu, the guy who started Quest Bars. He runs the Impact Theory, right? These are friends of mine now that I'm humbled to say that I can call at any time. This is Kenny the Jet Smith. This is Tony Horton, the founder of P90X. This is Ryan Garcia, who is one of the top young boxers of all time. I think he's 21-0 now, or 20-0. That's Romeo Miller, Master P's son, who's a good friend of mine who I've interviewed. So this came from these things I'm going to give you in a second, right? So peers, who you're around. The reason why I'm fired up and so excited for the future when most people are in panic mode is because of my peers. We were on a call about a week and a half ago with some of the top people in our academy and some of the people that I know, some of my closest friends. And every single person, there was 2 that were ready to have their best month this month, but almost every single person had the best month they've ever had in terms of income last month. I want to be accurate. Everyone except 2. And they were still doing really well, but it wasn't a record-breaking month. It's because they pivoted and adapted and they had a great network, right? So peers, huge key. Now, thinking about who you're around, whoever you're around the most, that's the standards you're going to attract. So if you're around 5 millionaires, you're eventually going to be the 6th. If you're around 5 intelligent people, you're eventually going to be the 6th. If you're around 5 motivated and ambitious, sharp people, you'll be the 6th. But if you're around 5 idiots, what do you think's going to happen? Who do alcoholics hang out with usually? Other alcoholics. Now, I've never been alcoholic, but the first step after you become sober is not hanging out with any other alcoholics, right? That's why. So peers is so important. And if you add up the income of the people you're around the most and you divide it by 5, that's usually your income, right? So really, really understand that. Number 3, mentor. Who you can learn from. Who can cut your learning curve in half. One of my first mentors that helped me get to 7 figures, because I had no clue how to get to 7 figures. Before that, all my mentors were at 6 figures, and it helped me get to 6 figures. And I kept expecting my 6-figure mentors to get me to 7, but it wasn't working, of course. So I had to reach out, and Jordan Weirs was my second mentor after Isaac Tolpin. But Jordan taught me so many things. He said a smart person learns from their mistakes, as all successful people do. But those wanting world-class results learn from other people's mistakes so they can shorten the learning curve and not waste as much time making the same ones. So 1 or 2 things that you can learn from a mentor can change the whole direction of your life. So for a mentor, it's great education and guidance. They call you out when necessary. If you don't have someone calling you out at the highest level on your BS, then either you need to call yourself out at the highest level, and if you're not, then you're putting yourself in a lose-lose, and it's almost guaranteed mediocrity. Helps you think way bigger. Let me give you an example of this. So I'm finally starting to see success because I elevated my circle of influence. I got clear on what I wanted, and I started getting around higher level people. After my make it or break it list, things started changing. I started making actual money. So in 2009, I was able to make a couple $100,000, and I had about $120,000 saved. Keep in mind, that was when the recession hit. I'm a young kid, right? But because it doesn't matter your age anymore when it comes to making money in this marketplace. It has to do with network and a roadmap. I had both. So I had 120 grand saved. That's the most I've ever had. That's the most anyone I know has ever had. I thought I was on top of the world. I thought I was a multi-millionaire. So I was like, I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to relax. And Jordan says, you're kidding me. That's not that much money. That's not going to last long. I thought you had big ambitions. You're that excited? I made my first million when I was 21. Wow, maybe you're not the right person I thought you were to mentor. I thought you had huge goals. And I had to think, and that really put a reality check on me, that 120K saved is not that much. I don't care if you're 23 or 50. Now, if you think that's a ton of amount saved, you're around the wrong circle of influence. And I don't think I would be close to where I am today if he didn't call me out. He had me think way bigger, and they help with strategic decisions. Okay? Remember, your network is more important than anything else. So really understand the power of that. And it doesn't have to be a mentor that you know. It could be an online mentor. Most of my mentors have been online. Most of my masterminds have been online. It doesn't matter what town you're from anymore because we have something called the internet. We have something called Zoom calls, which is amazing. So I'm going to go through now I'm so fired up, the 4 game-changing moves to networking in the digital era. Some of the things that worked 5 or 10 years ago in networking doesn't work anymore, right? So we're going to walk through these 4. And then I'm going to share one bonus tip that I think will change the game for you as well. First, do the exact opposite of everybody else. Second, you have to be purposeful and intentional. The strategic value add, which most people forget, and then multiple platforms and intentional follow-up. Okay, multiple platforms and intentional follow-up. Now, the key to circle of influence is these type of things, right? So I looked at all your emails. Some of you guys wanted big ticket sales. Some of you guys want to know how to network with some celebrities and athletes in your space. Some of you guys want to transition to entrepreneurship. Some of you guys want to get better at content, social media, how to approach influencers. Some want to make more money in less time and they need clarity and consistency. Some want to get better at sales. Well, this helps all of those. This helps all of those. So first thing, do the exact opposite, okay? Now, most people reach out with no strategy. Most people reach out once and never follow up. Most people only reaching out on one platform. Most people don't have a proven approach. This is 99% of people, and I see it. I have probably 500 unread messages in my Instagram, and 99.9% of them are just random, right? And I'll tell you this right now. Random acts of action or mood-based actions, people that are basing things off mood and emotion right now, sorry to say this, I'm scared for them. They're going to get killed in this new economy. You got to have a strategy and you got to have a mastermind network that you invest in. And lastly, they ask for the wrong things. So once you have a strategy, once you reach out and follow up on multiple platforms and you use a proven approach and you don't ask for anything at first, you already are in the 1 percentile. So let me share this with you. What is the number one thing that successful people value most? I'm curious. I'm going to look in the chat. What do you guys think the number one thing successful people value the most? We're on a 30-second delay, but let me know. And I'll tell you, but we'll see if anyone gets it right. First person to get it right, I should send a book to or something. They value time. That's the number one thing they value over anything. And of course, it's family, but that's why they value time so much. Okay, so what's the number one thing most people ask successful people? Oh, a lot of you guys got it. Heck yeah, you guys are sharp. I see a lot of it coming in. It's time, right? Time is the number one thing people ask for. And that's the number one thing successful people value. So it's the worst thing you could ever ask for, yet most people ask for it first, and that's why they never get a response. So you don't want to ask for time. You want to be intentional and you want to be purposeful, okay? So step one is you have to create a list. Write down the names of the 10 individuals and the reasons for why you want to connect with them. Consider their strengths, what they specialize in, and what the purpose they serve is. Here's some categories that I've come up with that I've reached out in the past. It could be paid mentorship. It could be quick advice, quick question, quick guidance. Maybe you want a book endorsement or a testimonial. Maybe you want a financial investment for your startup. Maybe you're asking them to speak at your event, right? Maybe it's to introduce them to someone you feel like they should do business with. Maybe it's to share an opportunity. Maybe it's to express gratitude, a partnership. I don't know, right? But you want to figure out who you're reaching out to and why, and then define the end goal, okay? They introduce you to their circle of influence. They teach you how to scale your business. They help you get the speaking engagement. They're a guest on your podcast. They're going to collaborate with you on a project, right? So that is what you have to be intentional about, is who are you reaching out to, why, and what is going to be the value add. So strategic value add means that you're going to add value first. Okay? You're going to share your contacts. You're going to offer expertise or knowledge. You're going to provide them with a new audience or a bigger reach. Now, if you don't have any value, like I didn't have any value, you can provide them with a new audience or say, hey, I want to connect you with someone else that has a big audience. I feel like your message would do really well with them, right? You can also, it takes no value in terms of audience to write them a testimonial or a review. You can send them a video review of the impact they made on your life. You can write them a testimonial. You can order all their books online. You can, if you're an expert at something, maybe at health or accounting, you can offer your service. You can reduce their suffering in a specific area, right? But that's the strategic value add. So when you're first reaching out, okay, this is how you create your ideal script. The first thing is showing you're different. And when you show you're different, that just means that you're saying, hey, I don't want to ask for any of your time. I don't want to ask for any of your time. Now, right when you say you don't want to ask for any of your time, they're going to be like, wow, most people ask for my time. So show you're different right away. That's a huge key. Show you're different right away. So I respect your time at the highest level and I won't ask for any of it, right? And then strategic action. I have already blank. I've already bought in your books. I've already shared your message on my social media. I sent you a video of me giving you a testimonial for your course or from your book. I've already left you 2 reviews. I've already took the time to tell blank about you. So you're putting in the script that you've already taken action. Okay? Next, you're going to acknowledge them. I want to thank you for all. This is the script right here. So you need to write these things down and start doing this in your script. Acknowledge them and make it personal. I want to thank you for all you do for people. And it can be a selfless job being an influencer, being a leader, being a CEO. And I want to really thank you for that. The world needs more people like that. Okay, is there anything specific I can do for you or anything else that I can share? And then you get specific, right? I'm a big fan of your book, blank. I like chapter 6, the part where you say this, that really hit home. Oh, now they know you actually aren't BS and you actually studied their stuff. Because most people just reach out randomly. Remember, they're going to know you didn't reach out randomly. And then more strategic action. Anyway, since we're both in the business of helping people, of blank, I thought I'd share your message again with my audience. Is there anything else you'd like me to share or anything you have coming up? I know you have a book launch in 3 weeks. I'd love to help promote that. Timing is a huge part of this. So show you're different, strategic action, acknowledge them, get specific, strategic action. Much respect. Thank you for what you do, Peter. Okay, and then you want to follow up on multiple platforms. Shoot them an Instagram and say, hey, I emailed you. Is this the best email for you? I just want to promote your stuff, not asking for time. Follow up on Twitter. It's interesting. Here's an interesting story. I emailed Grant Cardone in 2013, never responded. I hit him up on Twitter. Hey, let's connect. I emailed you. Okay, cool. I'll have my team check it. He checked it. He got me my first paid speaking gig. It was $5,000. He got me that booked. He also got me to write for Entrepreneur Magazine, which I've done now for 7 years, just from a tweet. If I just let the email go, I would never have gotten in contact with him. And now we've done multiple things together, right? So multiple platforms is a huge, huge game changer, okay? Number 6, start taking less opinions and start only listening to a select few people that have what you want. Right? Most people take advice from anybody. You want to be more strategic than ever, okay? And this is where networking versus experience comes into play. Once again, networking is more important than experience because experience is based on the past. Networking is based on right now, what's relevant. And this is why I know 19 and 20-year-olds with great networks that are making 6 and 7 figures and broke 50-year-olds who have 30 years of experience. So please understand, times are changing, and this is the new experience, is networking. So your circle of influence impacts all other areas, okay? Confidence, health, energy, attitude, income, and you're only one connection away, one mastermind away from confidence, health, better attitude, more income. Okay, you're only one network away. So the elements of $1 million network, once again, support, peers, coaches, and mentors. Every elite performer on the planet has a coach. Richard Branson, coach. Michael Jordan had a coach. Usain Bolt had a coach. Tony Robbins has a coach. P. Diddy has a coach. Okay? So understand, this is the element, support peers guidance. Now, this is the decision that you have to make right now. Who to cut out of your life, when it's time to go all in. And I cannot think of a better moment in the history of mankind to go all in than right now when most people are in fear. It's easier to negotiate. You're going to be able to get all the customers, and you're going to be able to get not just new customers, but your competitors' customers, because most are in fear and they're pessimistic. So there's no better time to go all in than right now, because if you wait 6 months, when 5 or 10 million more people get online and start businesses, the market's going to be flooded. Now you can rise above the noise. And 3 is what to invest in. And right now, I think the best thing you could ever invest in is 2 things: yourself and a mastermind or a network. That's the 2 things. Because remember, the most important decision you ever make is who you surround yourself with. And you don't need to figure it out when you create the right network. So when I asked you in your email, what were some of your goals? We took all the goals. We got a lot of emails, okay? And we figured out all your goals and we simplified. And really, if you narrow down all your goals, of course, you wanted to make more money in less time, which sounds kind of funny and cliche, but you guys know what you want, right? You want to make more money in less time. In short, you want to make more money with less effort, all from one practice. Okay, so remember my failures. Tried to do it all myself, and I didn't bet on myself. And the cost of these took me more time, a lot more stress, worse results. Now, here's the truth that most people don't tell you. No matter how good the systems, the mechanics, the how-to information is, if you don't have this one final piece, nothing will happen for you. And this is something we don't naturally have. This is a bonus lesson I want to share with you. But how are you guys liking this? Are you guys getting some value? Are you guys getting stuff that you can actually use and take home with you? And are you having some breakthroughs in terms of the importance of circle of influence? I hope you are. Thanks once again for your time. We have a lot of value coming, okay? So this is something we don't naturally have. And what's the difference? Well, it's the 95% of people to the 5% who actually do this. Okay, it's not intelligence, it's not motivation, and it's not having a big vision. The most important element for creating the life and income you dream of is effective execution. It's not about working harder. It's not about working smarter. Because I know people that work extremely hard that are struggling right now. And I know people working extremely smart that are struggling right now. But the people working right based off the industry and the ones that pivot and the ones that have a network, they're crushing it. So execution is what takes everything I've shared with you today and makes it possible. It's the only thing that produces real results. The most important element for creating the life and income you dream of, unfortunately, it's the hardest thing to consistently do. So how do you become the 1% and finally master execution? Well, I want to give you 4 critical elements of effective execution. And the reason I didn't share this, I think this would get people even more excited to say I'm going to share how to take action, but you guys are the action takers. There's some people that signed up for this training and this workshop that got distracted because they didn't have the right circle of influence. Some people are watching Netflix instead of watching this, where this could change the entire direction of your future. Think about that. It's those moments of decision in the moment when you choose the tough decision, like growing and learning, versus the easy decision, like watching TV, you're rewarded 10 times more than you would be. So here's the 4 critical elements. Simplify. Simplify what it is you want and what's most important to you. When you can simplify what you want and get rid of all the noise in your head, it's easier. Doing something unimportant well doesn't make it any more important. So when you simplify and you write down everything that you want, then you got to prioritize what's most important to you. Your priorities are what you take action on, not what you talk about. So there can be a dad that's like, my priority is my family. Not if you're working 80 hours a week and you never see your family. There's an influence. There's someone out there that people know about that's online. He's huge. And all he talks about is hustle and grind and hustle. He works 100 hours a week. He runs a huge agency. He speaks all over the world. He'll fly to London to speak and fly back the same day to go work more. Doesn't maximize experiences. And no one has ever seen his wife or kids, although he has wife and kids, but he always says he prioritizes his family, but he works 100 hours a week. So his priorities are work, but his words say they're family. But I'm not going to follow someone like that because I don't want to be 45, 50 years old and work 100 hours a week. I want to build a lifestyle that allows me some freedom so I can watch my son's games. My son just turned 7 months, which is crazy to me. I feel like he was just born. That's my priority, which is why I work so smart and right. And then you got to sell yourself. Sell yourself on what you're doing. A lot of people procrastinate because they're not fully sold. You have to sell yourself on becoming an entrepreneur. If you sell yourself where there's no other alternatives, that's when you're going to not procrastinate. And number 4, of course, support. You have to have a support system that holds you accountable. Here's why this is so critical. Without the proper support, you'll find excuses not to take action. You'll get distracted and pulled off your path. And you'll be stopped when challenges arise and won't have the mental fortitude to push through. And I've been there, trust me. And worst of all, you'll start focusing on the wrong actions. And when you focus on the wrong actions because you don't have a mastermind network, then you'll find people that are working a lot but not getting results. That's what happens. You'll consistently fool yourself into thinking you're progressing forward, but you're just being busy. And a year from now, you'll be in the same place you were today, and with this economy, probably worse. That's why the massive formula for success is proven systems and strategies, plus the right network. Are you understanding the importance of this? I just want to let you know that this changed my life, and I want to make sure you do conceptualize this. There's nothing more important, in my opinion, than building a life on your terms, your own way. And that's what a network has done for me. This is my wife. She was my girlfriend in some of these pictures and was my fiance. Now she's my wife. We've traveled all over the world doing what we love. We've been all kinds of countries. And the next level for me was where I could treat and travel with my family and my mom. I took my mom to Dubai. I've took her to Greece, Mykonos. I've took her to all kinds of places. And we were able to do this because of my network and because I created an online business that's scalable, right? And then, of course, she was pregnant. And if you have kids, you know there's there's nothing more powerful. It's not even a motivation. It's a purpose, right? And this is Santana. He is 7 months now, which is crazy. We took him to Disneyland. But why I share these with you is you have to understand real freedom is priceless. I know people that have $100 million business, but they don't have a lifestyle they're inspired by or proud of. And I feel like they did it all wrong if that's the case. I know people who make $100K a year that are more successful and financially free than people who make $50 million a year because they have a lifestyle they're inspired by. Let me give you a real world example here, okay? This is Josh Ryan, who has been on our academy and took action on some of these things when he was 17. I believe he's 18 now, or maybe just turned 19, but he was a senior in high school from New Zealand. He had no network, lack of direction. He was making $1,700 a month from pure ambition. But he changed his circle of influence. He learned from mentors. He used the scripts. He joined a high-level mastermind. He started effectively executing, and he went from $1,700 a month to $10,300 his senior year. So he was making 6 figures. He was making more than his teachers. He said it was hard for him to pay attention in class, right? That's what happens when you apply these strategies. Time is never the problem. It's lack of focus, no real roadmap, and an incongruent circle of influence. Let's recap. Lesson 1, shift from complexity to simplicity. Don't believe the gurus. Don't try and do everything yourself. 2, create your $1 million network with all 3 pieces: support, peers, mentor. Doesn't matter what your age is or where you live or what you've done in your past. It's not about working harder or smarter. It's about working right. A few strategic activities will go a long way, right? And bonus lessons. You don't need to fully believe. Just get around people who actually do believe, okay? And the only way you're going to create a life and a business on your terms is by building your network. The right support plus the right mastermind network, a group of like-minded people, there to guide you, there's nothing more powerful, okay? So why are all the top achievers in the world in masterminds? Why do all these elite entrepreneurs and influencers pay 25, 50, 100K? I think Tony Robbins has $1 million a year mastermind because the right network is a force multiplier that keeps you on track, moving towards your goals as efficiently and effectively as possible, right? So now you're watching this live training with me. You've shown that you're committed and serious about success, right? You've seen the 6 elements you need to master to break through to entirely new heights. And obviously, you've seen when you combine execution with a proven roadmap, you can finally do things that you've dreamed of. That is honestly, it sounds funny, but it's going to be easier because everyone's in fear. So you can finally travel, be with family more, grow and scale your business the right way, make more money than ever because there's a lot of money being transferred, have complete freedom and autonomy, and replace stress with peace of mind. There is more opportunity than ever in the world today, yet there's so many people struggling, hating their work, stressing about money, working too hard for little results. Okay? You're online watching, you understand the importance of a good network and a good circle of influence to your life and your business. Now, would you agree that drastically increasing your circle of influence will help your chances of not just getting the 6 figures, but past the 7-figure mark? Not just help your income and influence, but help you create predictable income consistently. And if you're here watching this with me, I'm assuming that you want that next level of life. I'm assuming that you have a nagging pull inside you and you're here for a reason. Whether it's to take care of the people around you, whether it's to be one of those people that finally capitalizes to create certainty for your future, you're probably someone who knows they need to go online, they know they need to create a network or create another revenue stream, and you're just not sure exactly how, right? I've spent the last couple months trying to figure out a way to best help you navigate through times like this so you can come out on the other side stronger and more prepared than everybody else. So when opportunities arise, you're really there to finally capitalize. And when over 50% of businesses shut down and customers are looking for who to put their faith in, I want you to be ready to capitalize and actually help them. It's not a question of if you need to go online. It's a question of when, and it's those who adjust quick that are going to really get all the customers and all the success, right? So we've been on here 50 minutes, maybe an hour, right? How many of you at least got 1 or 2 things that you're going to implement immediately and see results? Go ahead and comment below. How many of you guys wish we could go longer? Right? Comment below. So I want to give you access to something exclusive that has a proven network attached to it. Let me ask you guys a question. Are you okay if I spend a couple minutes talking about something special that will make all this stuff we talked about easier to execute in your life? Let me know. Or we can do some Q&A. Okay, obviously the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, love it. So within the past couple months, a lot of people have been asking about our exclusive Game Changers Academy, which is an invite-only community, but I wanted to open up a level for you. Okay, so this is why we created the Game Changers Academy back in end of 2012. It's the #1 community and mastermind network for ambitious entrepreneurs. So many people have been asking about it. I'd like to share with you the exact system I use to go from dead broke to 6 figures, create close to 10 million in sales, get in the best shape of my life, release 3 bestsellers, a top iTunes podcast, and double my physical energy. And I realized this system can work for anybody who actually applies. That's why I'm super pumped to share this with you as well. Now, look, those who are just trading time for money are going to finish last, and I don't want you to miss the boat. And in my opinion, you have to make an immediate decision to do everything you can to give yourself a competitive advantage. So I'm not sure why you showed up today. If you're frustrated with your business, if you know you need a new network, if you know you want to level up and you know the timing is right, but this is the all-in-one resource for the entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and leaders that want to grow and scale their business on their terms and have $1 million network overnight. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you want to grow your network and your business fast or slow? Because I want to help you implement all these actions consistently. And most people say they want to grow fast, but their actions show they're slow. They're not the Tesla. Their actions are the white car. I don't even know what kind of car that is. I've never figured it out. So if you know that kind of car, let us know. But you want to be in the Tesla, right? I want to help you implement all these actions consistently so you can grow and scale your business, create your $1 million network, and create consistent and predictable income. Getting fired up. I got to take some water, right? And most importantly, create more freedom for your family, create real financial freedom for you and your family, and live a life on your terms, your own way, right? So after working with over 10,000 entrepreneurs, investing personally $200,000 and spending thousands of hours researching, we've created the complete system you need. The Game Changers community is the absolute fastest way to go from point A, where you are now, to point B, complete freedom and autonomy. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. We have to help you build a foundation, which we'll talk about. But if you're someone that's still watching right now, I know you're someone that wants to make an impact, but more importantly, you want to grow and scale your business, and you want to have an avenue on how to do that, and you want to build your network, right? So here's what you're going to get. We'll kind of share this, and then I'm going to do some Q&A. You're going to get the complete Game Changer system, okay? Everything we have in terms of at this level, which we'll talk about in a second. So deep dive training videos, live calls, private mastermind community, accountability groups, and a coach, a mastermind network of thousands of proven and successful game changers. This is one of our Inner Circle Game Changer events we did last November. Amazing. But these are some of the cream of the crop people that really are serious about leveling up their life and their business. And what I realized, and these are also Elite Millionaire mentors that you have access to, Tim Ferriss, Grant Cardone, Brian Tracy, Robert Kiyosaki, Eric Thomas, Marie Forleo, Ariana Huffington, right? You also get the important dates of when everything is, 12 mastery modules, mastermind calls, millionaire guest speakers. We have a value vault that everything from the previous 8 years, we've simplified into these categories. The 7 and 8 figure mentality. I'm super pumped to share this with you guys. Some of you guys in here are already on the academy. I'd love for you to share your experience below. Investments in real estate, time management and productivity mastery, confidence, mindset, and psychology, personal branding and social media. Everything's customized and catered to you. New age marketing and advertising, leadership, relationships, and networking, and of course, sales mastery and persuasion. So this is something based off years of training and motivating, getting to know people, why we created the academy. Because winging it was leaving people stressed out. So we studied 75 different membership sites, academies, masterminds to make sure we took everything that we liked and everything that people didn't like to make sure we have the best community on the planet. This academy has been promoted by Gary Vaynerchuk, Tim Ferriss, Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes Magazine, Success Magazine. So here's what you get, okay? The full Game Changers Academy training system, live mastermind calls and millionaire speakers every month, the $1 Million Networking Blueprint Plus training, how to build an online empire. So for you guys wanting to start online and build an online empire, you get the 3-part training series that we sold for $9.97 included. The Maximizing Your Strengths and How to Monetize Your Skills Blueprint, which is if you're starting from scratch, there's a section on how to figure out what to monetize based on your strengths and what industries to get in. A network of ambitious and successful individuals, my connections, mentorship, and experience working for you. Total value, I would even say it's more than that, but let's say $11,000. Now, if I was to say, if you gave me $11,000, and I can assure you complete autonomy and freedom if you follow these steps, and a lot more than $11K in the next year, would you pay me? And the answer is probably yes. But this is time tested and proven by thousands of people from all walks of life. And it's been featured on all publications. So I was thinking about it and I was trying to figure out what to share, but I want to share why we have 600 plus testimonials. We had a couple come in this last week. We have more coming in daily. Here's why. We're very selective and we keep it exclusive. I feel like I'm doing society a disservice by not sharing this with them because it's such a hack. It's such a, I don't want to say it, a cheat sheet, but it's such a competitive advantage for the entrepreneur that is serious about building a network and making real impact and money. Everything is focused on mastery versus overload. So there's no overload of information. This is a strategic game plan for you to grow and scale your business. Actionable, updated, and what's relevant now. 100% based on experience and proven results. There's live interaction with the world's most influential people, and you have accountability to help stay on track and increase your results. So the most common struggles that we've seen in all of our research: inconsistent and unpredictable income, no real guidance or proven strategy, and they lack confidence and certainty. And of course, there's no real support system or real network. The Academy is going to help you maximize your income on your terms, follow a proven step-by-step roadmap, gain absolute clarity while developing unstoppable confidence, and it'll help you create your own $1 million network. And the #1 program just got even better. We revamped the Academy content and the resources. We have a customized deep dive trainings that we've added, and it's easier to navigate. You get PDFs, everything is transcribed, and I feel like there's no mastermind community out there like this. So how much would this be worth to you? Some people say, how much is it? Well, really, it's free because it's an ROI on your time. It's an ROI on your investment. It's an ROI on everything, right? There's a return on investment. So that's why I feel like it's an ROI. So in the next 5 years, in your lifetime, what would it be worth to have a network of people that make you think bigger, that hold you to high standards, that help you level up? What would that be worth in your lifetime? What would one connection that could change the game for you, give you a new avenue to make money? What would one connection do? What would a group of people that have a cause and a mission do to your income and your success? Well, why go through the trouble of trying to figure everything out on your own when you can just model exactly what I did to create millions of dollars? Now, when I say millions of dollars, I don't want you to think it's about money. You couldn't pay me $100 million to work for somebody else to not have freedom. For me, it's all about building a life and a business on my terms. I want to take you by the hand and show you exactly what I did. Nothing I've shared with you is theory or hopes or wishes. This is exactly what I've done in my business to generate 7 figures and create a lifestyle on my terms. I've now helped thousands of others around the world create a life and a business on their terms while deepening their networks. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. If you still think experience matters, now, if you've never been on a computer, then you're going to have to deepen your network. Of course, we can help you. But if you're still thinking you don't have experience and that's going to hinder you, you haven't been listening, right? It doesn't matter what you've done in your past. It just matters if you understand supply and demand and you understand networking, which will help you with. So how much will this cost me? Well, you can try and figure everything out on your own and spend thousands upon thousands, or hire a consultant for $10,000+, or you can do what I did at the beginning and try to just study a bunch of free stuff online and be overwhelmed like I did. Or I get paid $20,000 for an hour speech, and I've turned down $5,000 per month to teach this same content. I've turned down $5,000 per month, every month, for mentorship as well, because I give all my time to the Academy. Not $10,000, not $5,000, not $4,500, which is the referral discount price, not $19.97, which is the lowest price we've gone for this level, okay? For the action takers and the game changers, we are doing a recession-proof webinar only special, okay, for the basic level of the Academy. You get the full Academy training system, live mastermind calls, and millionaire speakers every month, $1 million networking blueprint, letter to achiever script, how to build an online empire training, the maximizing your strengths blueprint, a network of ambitious and successful minded people, which is priceless, all my connections, my mentorship, and my experience working for you. Total value $10,855. We wanted to make it more affordable for you, of course. Okay, that's kind of our focus. We wanted to make it more affordable. So you can enroll, this is crazy. You can enroll today for only $297 for investments of that. Or you can say, I'm going to give the website and I'm doing a contest for the action takers. By the way, there is a guarantee, so I'll share that with you. So there's no risk, but I want to share this with you because I'm super excited about helping people really, really dominate these next couple months. GameChangersMovement.com/yes for you guys that are action takers. Now, if you want to save some money, you can save $200 and you can make a one-time investment of $997. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. Now, all access relaunch online special, $997. Super excited about this because there's a lot of BS out there. If you're skeptical, I get it, right? I understand you. Sometimes you don't feel like your intelligence matches your bank account. You're sick of all the BS out there. You just want a proven roadmap. You're scared to invest. Maybe money's tight right now. You're not sure if it's going to pay off. The money's going to be spent anyways. And the investment that's going to make the biggest impact and the most profound, successful investment you can make is investing back in yourself and betting on yourself. So I want to share, because me talking about it is one thing, but there's a lot of buzz out there and it's really tough to get into. But this is real people, real value, and real results. I want to share some stories that kind of encompass what the Academy is all about. Just want to give you a quick shout out. I started the Game Changers, I believe, less than 2 months ago with a 5-month goal to raise my business residual income from less than 150 to 200. I hit that mark today, over 50 a year raise in less than 2 months. Reworking the last 90-day goals of 2016 to finish the year at 250 residual. He's now at the 7-figure mark. Okay, now this is Kirk. This was 2016. Now this was the end of last year.
Needless to say, in 5 years, I'm making triple that a month. I don't like to talk numbers a lot, but it's important to know what's possible. Just with the stuff that Peter's been able to give me, the execution, the accountability, the motivation, really investing in myself and taking that step with Peter was game-changing for me. At the time when I did it, I didn't have a ton of money. I didn't ever think that spending that kind of money on myself would ever do what it's done. But literally, that investment has been the highest paying investment that I've ever made. Bought a new building, bought another business, merged it with ours. I've done so many things since then. And foundationally, that's all because of what Peter and the Game Changers Academy has done for me. So
that's Kirk. This was from Brett. This was actually April 24th, which was a week ago, right? Or a little bit ago. Peter and Horace, blown away at the personal interaction here with the Academy. I had no idea we would have this interpersonal action with the team and fellow Game Changers. I am really looking forward to the network and growth from this. I have a ton of takeaways from today's call, thoughts for the guest speaker. So it's very personal. You're going to get access to me and our other Game Changers, and this is something that is unmatched in terms of other masterminds, and that's why we're super excited about it. And let me share the guarantee with you in a second, but I want to go through some testimonials first. Then I'm going to do some Q&A with you guys. So Jared Clauser in 2016, now I'm going back, okay, because this has been around for a long time. My business did $236,000. So far in 2017, we just broke $250K, and essentially we have 8 months to go. So people get pretty quick, drastic results, right? On pace to 3x his revenue. This is Brody Kern.
What's going on, guys? My name is Brody Kern. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been in real estate, call centers, payment processing, and now I'm in the coaching space. But before I met Peter, this was a little over 12 months ago, and I was just exiting the call center space. It was bringing a ton of negativity in my life. I lacked real clarity about what direction I was going to head. And Peter and I got connected, started talking about the Game Changers Academy, and prior to that time, I had not really ever invested into a real coaching program and a real mentor. And so I was a little bit, I was ready to go. I knew that I needed something, but I didn't have any clue how much exponential growth would actually happen for me in the next 12 months. So if we are to fast forward 12 months now, I have literally gotten a crystal clear path about who I am, where I'm going, who I want to be, and what kind of life I'm going to create, and I can create predictable results to do so. You know, if you fast forward, I've exploded my personal brand. I went from 15,000 followers to 100,000 followers on Instagram. A super impactful coaching business that is allowing me to impact the lives of young entrepreneurs similar to the way that Peter does, and I could not have done it without joining the Game Changers Academy, because I was given the actual toolkit that I needed to succeed, the thing that I was lacking most.
There's nothing that gets me more fired up than helping people create stories and helping real people get real results. This is Chelsea.
I had uncovered things about my business that easily covered the cost. And it seemed like a lot of money at the time, but then I thought, how much money did I spend on my college degree? How much money am I blowing on other things when I could invest it in myself? And so just kind of that mindset shift made a huge difference for me. So before the academy, I was running a business that was growing really quickly. We had made over $1 million, and then the next year we hit over $2 million, but profit had not moved. And so that was the biggest thing that I brought to the first Inner Circle Mastermind of what do I do to move the needle profit-wise. And everyone here helped me completely shift my mindset and get away from just hiring, taking any client on and really upping my prices, getting the confidence to do that, getting the confidence to say no to certain projects, double prices for certain clients. All of these things, cut my expenses, and really be more mindful of that. So financially, best decision I've ever made.
Now, by the way, these are people that paid 80-90% more than this discount, and it still is so much more value than the price. This is one of our youngest members.
So being one of the youngest guys accepted into this group, I can understand why somebody at a young age might be concerned with investing in themselves to get around top-level entrepreneurs, thinking that they might not be ready. But let me tell you, it's a huge mistake. The sooner that you can get around top-level entrepreneurs, people playing the game at a higher level, the sooner that you're going to be able to fast-track your success. It's dire that you invest in yourself now and cut out the negative people and get around a better circle of influence. People who are playing the game at a higher level where you'd like to be in 5, 10, or 15 years. So if you're concerned about it, I suggest just going all in and doing it right now.
So this is from Dean. He said, I want to let you know and keep you updated on how you've impacted my life. I know you're busy, so I'll keep it short. Because of the Game Changers Academy and the hour coaching call we did over the last few years, I've done over $2 million in sales. Gross revenue. My business is scaling and growing, and my wife and 7 kids were able to buy our dream home in the country. When I first read this, I got emotional. Now I don't anymore, but I'm still fired up. I would never have gotten to this point if it wasn't for you. Thanks for all you do. He also shared a testimonial, and this one means a lot because this is what it's all about. It's about building a lifestyle you're inspired by. And the only way to get there is by having a roadmap, because sometimes people don't have the information they need in their head, and you have to get it and then have the network of people to hold you accountable and then a proven roadmap. And that's exactly what he did. This is Dean Soto.
Not only did my business start doing much, much better, I was starting to do things on my own. I'm sorry for the shakiness. It's actually cold outside where I'm at. So I'm shaking. But we were able to end up, my wife and I, and 7 kids, were able to get our dream home. What it looks like over here. Able to get our dream home. My business is doing really, really well. Over the last few years, I've done over $2 million in sales. I have a multinational business with around 30 employees that work for my company and work for my clients as well. And there's just a little bit of the house. And I get to wake up to this every day. Pretty cool. Every day I get to enjoy 20 acres of green country. And a big part of this, and being able to do this with my wife and 7 kids, is because of the Game Changers movement.
It took took me a long time to finally get to the point where I was ready to invest. But when I found out more about the Game Changers Academy through my friend Marissa, I just saw how amazing her results were from that, and I decided that I wanted in. So I started with the Game Changers Academy in May, and since then I've crushed it this year, and my business has made over $100,000 more than we made last year. So if you're nervous about investing yourself, especially as a young female entrepreneur, what you have to understand is it's super intimidating being around all these men that are killing it. But the biggest thing that you can do to make sure that you're on that same level is to invest in yourself at the same level. Stop downplaying your skills and your mindset to try to match where everyone else is. Get to that next level on your own, and investing in yourself, it's going to pay you back 10 times more than that.
So I'm going to go through more testimonials. These are people that just continue to elevate their results. 90K commissions in 2.5 months, from 60K income to 102,000 all within a couple months. This one's great. Krista says, within my first week of becoming platinum, I've made my first $40 online. Not much, but it's bigger than money. So the importance of this is that it doesn't matter if it's 40 or $1 million, that your first money you make that's not attached to your time is revolutionary. And that's what we love helping people do. If you've already made money not attached to your time, imagine making money just through your intelligence, right? That's such a different viewpoint and a different way to live. Can't believe the value in your Game Changers Academy should be highway robbery. Price should be triple, and I'm only on day 2. You have 2 options. Very simple. You can try and figure everything out on your own. You can spend thousands of dollars, waste tons of time trying to do it yourself, or you can get the proven roadmap, cut your learning curve in half, get to your goals much quicker, and start making more money than ever so you can have freedom and build a lifestyle that allows you to travel and do what you want on your terms. So I'm excited to invite you to step into the most ambitious academy on the planet. Now, your investment's fully protected, so there's no risk. I know this could be a substantial investment for you. So I'll tell you what, I want to take away all the risk, and I want to guarantee it in a way that you know this is the right choice for you today. I'm going to put myself out there and put myself on the line and let you know that if you don't think this is the best program in the industry, and no one's ever touched this level of comprehensive, relevant, and deep dive content, and they mixed it with live millionaire training. No one's ever done that. But if you don't think it's the best training or program you've ever been in, and you sign up and you don't fly out the gate the first couple days or the first couple weeks, and you don't believe it's the best, I don't want to waste your time. And I've been through some crazy things, some tragic things. I've been broke. I've been discouraged. I've been through a lot of programs that don't work, but we will give you your complete refund. So there's no risk. The only real risk is inaction. So results, 100% guaranteed, money back, fully protected. I'm excited to help you level up. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. If you want the mentorship, the guidance, and the $1 million network overnight, then I'm excited to kind of take you by the hand, introduce you to the other game changers, and help you level up. So GameChangersMovement.com/yes. By the way, this offer is not going to last long. This special webinar promotion is only open until midnight. Then the price goes up. And not only does the price go up, it's going to be a lot harder to get into, right? GameChangersMovement.com/yes. Great news, by the way. It gets even better. I want to do something extra special for you. I call this the No Excuses, No Brainer Special. Give you some bonuses. You're going to get my Becoming Unstoppable audio series because I want you to really make sure you're bulletproof mentally before you start getting these tactics. I want to help your foundation, your thinking, and your mindset so you're locked and loaded these next couple months. Also, some of you guys bought our recession-proof package. Okay, if you've already bought this package, then we can put that money towards the academy. No problem. You just got to email us. You're also, with this academy, going to get our recession-proof package. So when this first happened, okay, I didn't have all the answers. So I reached out to the people that I respect the most, my biggest mentors, some of the most successful people in the game. Okay, people like Ryan Blair, Robert Kiyosaki, David Goggins, Patrick Bet-David, Bedros Keuilian, Tom Bilyeu, right, Eric Thomas, Tim Grover, these successful people. And I asked them what they're doing to maximize these crazy times, what they're doing to navigate and to make sure they come out ahead, what they're doing to capitalize, how are they navigating, where are they putting their money, how are they making money, right? And it started out by just me talking to them, but then I interviewed and talked to 12 people, my mentors, and I'm giving you all those raw and uncut conversations as well. So you're going to get access. It's called the Elite Perspectives, which is $2,500 plus, but just the value of that is worth it. Also, my 6 months of 6 figures course and training program, the Entrepreneur Breakthrough Masterclass. This bonus we've never done, and I can't believe we're doing this, but I just want to help at the highest level. You also get access to our bonus materials section of the Academy. How to build an online empire, figuring out your next move, plus the Know Yourself Blueprint, the weekly master plan time management system, how the millionaires think, and the Becoming Unstoppable audio series. You also get the Game Changers Productivity Quick Start Guide and a personal welcome call with me next week. So anyone that signs up today live will get a personal welcome call from me so I can solidify and make sure you have an action plan and a roadmap, right? Also, your first official live call is May 12th. How the Best Stay the Best with Kevin Eastman, which he was the vice president of the Clippers. He knows Kobe Bryant. He knows LeBron James. He's all about it. He's a mental toughness coach for the top athletes. And also, we're locking in Tim Grover, who was Michael Jordan's trainer. You probably just saw him on The Last Dance. Michael Jordan's trainer, Charles Barkley's trainer, Kobe Bryant's trainer, rest in peace, Dwayne Wade's trainer. He's going to talk about mental toughness and how to be at the peak of your game. This is invaluable information. So you also get your first live call. Top performer habits, routines of the 1%, becoming unstoppable mentally, and of course, reassurance that you've made probably the best decision you can make. So what's the real value? Let's just kind of go through the real value. Live mastermind calls, $1 Million Network, how to build an online empire, maximizing your strengths, the Millionaire Mentors, Becoming Unstoppable audio series, full Game Changers, my networking connections, access to the extreme exclusive value vault, plus the recession-proof package, which I didn't even go through. It's $17,000. And even at that, creating freedom and having a life and business that you're proud of that allows you to consistently make money without just working hard. Now, you have to put in work, but once the systems are in place and you're creating real online money or passive income, that's worth millions to me. $997 or $297. So here's what to do next. Go to gamechangersmovement.com/yes and enroll. Now, if you've already bought the recession-proof package, then I would just do the $297 option and then email our team and they'll adjust everything for you. So you have the Academy and the recession-proof. Check your email for login info right away. Watch the welcome and the start here videos. Now, the important thing about the Academy, why we have so many success stories, is amateurs just want a bunch more information. Okay? Professionals want mastery. So when you log in, there's a specific blueprint and a specific way to make sure that you maximize your success with the Academy. Don't get in there and watch 50 videos. Get addicted to outcomes and results, not just information and knowledge. So if you just watch the Start Here videos, it'll tell you how to navigate throughout the entire Academy, where everything is. It'll let you know exactly how to make sure you maximize it. And then you'll watch the introduction and framework module. And then it'll tell you where to go next. But the key is every single thing has a bulletproof implementation plan after it. So it forces you to take action and get real results. And then we help you make sure you don't move on till you get results. This is not a program where you get everything right away. It's a step-by-step process. Remember, this has been around for 8 years. So this is something that's really going to give you an exact blueprint that you need. Download the schedule and the GCA blueprint. Every single module comes with a blueprint and an implementation plan as well. And then get ready for Mastery Module 1. I'm super excited. So I'm going to go through just some of the modules, okay? And these are things that are super, super important and crucial in entrepreneurship. First, here's what I want to share. Well, I'll go through this in a second, okay? So how to master personal growth. Imagine leaving this module with more clarity than you've ever had and knowing exactly what you need to do to grow your business and knowing it's in complete alignment with your strengths or what business to start. Imagine only working in your unique ability and someone else executing everything you hate doing. Imagine everybody you delegate to doing a better job than you, which allows you massive freedom, but more importantly, happiness. You want to get even deeper in building your network? Imagine having the secret scripts that can help you get a hold of anybody you want. Imagine knowing literally the exact things to say on different platforms and exact follow-up sequences to get a hold of anybody you want, and then how to provide value, how to create partnerships, how to create win-win situations so you can make sure that you have the best network. Becoming irreplaceable. And this is very important for this recession-proof time. Imagine knowing with complete certainty you are maximizing your time and you're being as productive as possible. Imagine finally getting paid what you're worth and becoming irreplaceable. This is a big one as well. This doesn't happen overnight, but time will pass anyways. So you might as well build something worthwhile and turn your money into assets that work for you. Imagine not having to work for money, but money working for you. Imagine never having a financial issue ever again. And most importantly, imagine working because you want to, not because you have to. Now, sometimes I remember the first program I invested in, I couldn't afford it. But in my head, I'm like, I can't afford not to do this. So sometimes you have to shift your perspective and have the abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset. Don't let your past philosophies or your family's perception of money, because people used to say, oh, people that like money are greedy. I like and respect money. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. But the reality is, it gives you freedom to do what you want. And if you don't have the money, sometimes that's the number one reason you should invest, and you should find a way, and you should actually join something like this so you never have money issues ever again. Building your 7-figure dream team and creating a culture of excellence. So when we start helping you create a structure for your business, then it's important to build a dream team, right? Imagine leaving town or taking a couple weeks off in your business doing more business than when you're there. Imagine having all A players on your team that you trust. Okay, think about that. Imagine attracting the highest paying clients versus you chasing people. That's what it does in terms of the actual positioning yourself as the go-to. Imagine learning from some of the brightest and most proven entrepreneurs on the planet, right? And Elon Musk, we've gotten a hold of him, and he actually had a date booked with our academy, but they moved it. So we're going to try to get him booked soon. Randall Pitt, Shailene Johnson, we've had David Goggins, we have Jocko Willink that we're talking to. We've had Robert Kiyosaki, who's actually going to speak in the next 2 weeks to our academy as well. Imagine meeting other game changers that are really ready to level up. This is Kirk and Justin. That's Chelsea that you saw. These are real people with real results. The only question is, what will your story be, right? GameChangersMovement.com/yes. Now, here's the deal. In terms of opportunity, I want you to think about, can you picture someone in your mind that maybe has made a lot of money in entrepreneurship and has a lifestyle you desire? Forget the academy, forget anything. Just think right now. Can you picture someone in your mind that has a great lifestyle, or someone that you respect highly? Someone that has financial freedom, where they don't even worry about money. I still remember the breakthrough. I was in Arizona with Kayla, and I used to be, I just to be very upfront, I used to be the one that I didn't like getting appetizers. I didn't like ever ordering drinks because it was extra money, and I was so tight with my money. And my mom still cuts coupons, right? So I had that mentality, which is not bad, but I always had that scarcity mentality. I remember the first time I was in Arizona traveling, and I was excited to get appetizers and get drinks, and I didn't even think about the money. I know it's so small, but I still never forget that. Where once you start realizing money, once you get to a place where money's not an issue, It's such a relieving feeling because you can focus on purpose and you can focus on your calling, and you don't have to love what you do, because when the money comes in, it's business is business. So when you make money, it doesn't matter if you love it or not. Once you have enough money, then you can love what you do because you have financial freedom, right? But think about someone who has a great life. Now picture someone who's struggling, who always complains about money. Maybe they tried entrepreneurship, they lost money, maybe they lost everything. But let me ask you a question. Why is there so much disparity right now? Why are some making millions, some making six figures, and some losing jobs and losing everything? Think about that. Is it A, lack of opportunity? Or is it B, lack of knowledge and network? Of course, you're more right than you know, right? It's of course it's not lack of opportunity. There's opportunities everywhere, but it's lack of real knowledge and network. That's why it's so crucial. Most people aren't thriving. Most people want, but they never invest in themselves and they never take action. If you don't invest in yourself, should you expect success? I want you to think about those people that are struggling. What would you tell those people? You would say, hey, invest in yourself. Stop watching Netflix. Stop doing things to escape reality, because when you escape reality and you don't like your reality, when you get back to reality, it's worse. Successful people bet on themselves, invest in themselves, and they invest in things that better their reality. Because you invest in yourself enough, you get around the right people enough, you're going to start building an amazing lifestyle. It's inevitable, right? But I know a lot of you have invested in yourself because you're on this webinar. But there are people out there that could have gotten on that chose not to. There's people out there that are going to figure everything out on their own and waste a lot of time, money, and energy. And let me tell you this, if I can do it, so can you. I'm from a small town in Oregon, okay? I didn't have a circle of influence, right? I didn't have a network. But when I started understanding the power of it with the things I shared with, I wish I had something like this when I started. That would have been such a game changer. But I just want to share with you that if I can do it, so can you. So the complete game changer system, live mastermind calls, elite millionaire mentors, a $1 million network, the entire value vault, all 100% guaranteed. So there's zero risk. By the way, I see a lot of you guys have already joined my team. I don't know everyone who's joined. I can't see it, but my team said people are already excited and joining. I'm super excited to have a call with you personally. This is a way to almost solidify and guarantee your best year you've ever had. Now, here's the reality. You don't want to leave things up to moods, emotions, circumstance, environment. If you have something like this, it kind of forces you to level up and get your skin in the game. It kind of forces you to get a little uncomfortable, but at the end, you'll be unrecognizable, right? So that's why I love people that invest in themselves so much, and those are the people that I want to surround myself with. So action takers are always rewarded. So there's a special bonus. For the first 10 people who take action right now at GameChangersMovement.com, not only do you get all the stuff I talked about, you're going to get a special Game Changers package. You're going to get my book signed. You're going to get my mixtapes. You're going to get a Game Changers journal. You're also going to get my Ambitious is Priceless wristband, as well as my other book, Entrepreneur Blueprint, and a flash drive with our 15 best documents on it. We always reward action takers. So join the most exclusive networking community today, GameChangersMovement.com/yes. And let me tell you this, the number one thing that I've seen in the last 15 years in my life hold most people back is they never tell themselves right now matters. And I don't know what else to tell you besides look around, look outside. Now matters more than ever. Our society and the government has forced us to either level up or struggle. They forced us, right? Now matters more than ever. So the reality is most people live on someday someday I'll be successful. Not right now. My friend says that the economy's bad and there's no money. So not right now, maybe later. And they live on someday I'll with other people that live on someday I'll. Now matters more than ever. Most people spend the first half of their life saying they're too young and the second half saying they're too old. Now matters more than ever. because it sets you up for the best next moment. Time's going to pass anyways. You might as well turn this time into value. So gamechangersmovement.com/yes. This is for you if your bank account doesn't. Now, this might not be for everybody. Okay, I'm not saying this is for everybody. It really isn't. And if I have to really sell you on it, it's probably not for you. But you know who you are. You know if you have that nagging pull inside that you're made for more. You know that if you were like me and you got judged and you haven't been successful, you don't like having a boss, you want to be independent, you love your freedom. You know if that's you or not, right? But I can't want success for you more than you want it for yourself. If your bank account doesn't match your ambition, if you're not fulfilling your potential, if you need clarity and a proven roadmap to follow, if you want more predictable and consistent income, and if you want real flexibility and freedom. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. I'm going to do some Q&A with you guys, but I just want to share my excitement for you guys that have taken action and you guys that have joined. If you haven't, I hope you got some great value. But I'm super excited. And just imagine not having to worry about what actions to take or where to spend your time and having certainty that you're spending your time on the most important actions. Imagine knowing you have the secret sauce and having so much confidence because you now have a roadmap no one else has. Imagine knowing with complete certainty you are maximizing your time and you have a network that has your back. Right? So the best way to predict someone's next 6 months is to look at their previous 6 months, right? Because habits trump everything. Now, if you want to change, so if you've been crushing it the last 6 months and you have massive freedom, you have massive momentum, money's coming in, you have everything dialed in, this might not be for you. But if you're not making 7 figures or you don't have a lifestyle you're proud of, it might make sense, right? But if your last 6 months haven't been what you wanted, it's going to be the exact same or worse if you don't change what you put in your mind or change who you're around, right? So someone asked at the beginning, like, what's it going to cost me? Well, what's it worth to you never having money issues again? If money is your issue, then it might be the reason you join. But here's what blows my mind that I literally fall asleep at night thinking about. People are going to spend the money anyways. People spend $40,000 to $100,000 on college, but won't spend money on personal growth. It's 99.9% cheaper and 100% more relevant and effective. Now, I do want to let you know we made it affordable, but I don't want to devalue the price because it's so cheap. Just realize that we're just doing this because of the situation, and we want to help those that are hungry enough to take action that really need the guidance. Now, we're taught at a young age to save, but we should be taught to invest, right? Think about that. So did you guys have any questions or anything regarding the academy, regarding the stuff we talked about on this? Because I'm going to hang for some questions as well. And then much respect and shout out to you guys. I'm going to do a call. By the way, there's PayPal options as well. So if you want to do PayPal, there's also like a PayPal credit thing where they'll finance it for you, I believe. A lot of people have used that in the past where it actually doesn't cost you anything. And if you pay it off in a certain amount of time, so that's another way to leverage credit to impact. And this is designed, by the way, to make your money back within the first 30 to 60 days. And that's at the 5 to 8K price. So making your money back probably in one transaction or one new client would be pretty simple. So, all right, let me check out the questions. What's up, guys? I'm super excited. Kat, am I one of the 10? I have no idea. There was quite a bit of people who joined. So when you get here, someone said lifetime access. It's a year access, not lifetime. But what you learn in the year will be a lifetime. You'll know it for the rest of your life. There's a renew price that is 88% of the original price. And I think we have a 79 or 80% renew. So if 100 people join the academy after a whole year, 80% of them want to keep going and renew it. And some people just kind of don't log in or don't take advantage. Or they got everything they needed. Fred, I have no business and just a 9 to 5. Not sure where to start to make money outside of that. Is having $1 million network helpful in helping direction? Yeah, because a lot of people on the academy have had 9 to 5s and they fully transitioned to entrepreneurship. But here's my 2 cents. It depends on how you are at your 9 to 5. So if they pay you really good and they respect your value and you love it there and you look forward to showing up and you love your boss and you see a lot of advancement, maybe that is for you and you should do that, right? So you might not need the academy, but if you have that desire to be an entrepreneur and they don't value your time and maybe you're capped and there's no potential for more income, it's a no-brainer. There's one section of the academy that you can study and watch that will help you transition out of the 9 to 5. And the program that you're getting with this, the 6 months to 6 figures course, that is the #1 program right now. We've had 45,000 students worldwide take the course. And that's the #1 course for people that want to quit their 9 to 5 and have an exact roadmap on how to quit. So if you've ever thought about quitting, there's probably no better chance. Rudy, good to see you on here. If you already have the recession-proof package, it would just be the difference. So I don't know whatever you paid for the recession-proof package minus the $997. And you can just email me. I'll help you and take care of you. Kat, had a surprise drop in from the in-laws, so I was late to this. Gotta love when the in-laws come in. Curious if we are not business owners, if that's okay. 100%. It just depends. Like I just told Fred, if you're not business owners and you love what you do and you see a clear path to growth and upside and you're going to be there a long time, here's what you have to realize. You want to do things that are going to keep you extremely fascinated and engaged the next 5 or 10 years. If what you're doing right now doesn't have a lot of upside, doesn't fire you up and get you excited in the morning, and it's not going to keep you engaged for 5 or 10 years, you better get out now because it gets harder. The people that don't like their 9 to 5, that stay in it for long periods of time, it gets harder and harder to quit. The first thing you need to do is set a date and then do your due diligence and get around people who have already quit 9 to 5s that are entrepreneurs. Because if you're trying to quit a 9 to 5, but you're with a bunch of people that love their 9 to 5 or that have settled and don't want to quit or they're fearful, it's going to be harder for you. So yes, if you're not a business owner but you want to become one, great. If you want to grow and scale in your job you're doing now, we can help you with that as well. We really have people from all walks of life. Chris, good to see you. I trained Chris, what year was that? 2010, 9? I love seeing you that you're following our stuff and you're still educating your mind, man. I love it. Good to see you. Miguel, very wise move. And my son's name is Santana, so I love you even more that your last name is Santana. Yeah, Tim Grover's awesome. We're trying to get him to book. We're trying to get him to speak in the next couple of weeks to the academy. He's already spoken to the academy once, but we're trying to get him again. 2010 to 12, I love it. I'd be curious, Chris, too, just for my own excitement. What is something that you learned back in 2010 or 12 that kind of stuck with you today? That's 8 years ago. So, is there anything that you learned back then that kind of stuck with you? I'd love to hear that. And guys, it's just I'm so passionate because so many people reach out, but it really does blow my mind at how many people don't take advantage of opportunities or are so scared to invest in themselves because of their past or because of how they grew up or because of how much BS is in the industry. So the reason we created this guarantee is because we want it to be no risk. Like we want to prove it with results. But the amount of people that have so much potential, they say that you use 10% of your brain power. They say human beings use 10% of their brain power and potential. Now, here's the scary thing. When you're stressed, it's 3%. So if you're stressed or around other people, you're not using your brain. You're just reacting. Most people have never had like an original thought because there's so much noise in their head. We help you quiet that noise, prioritize, get around amazing world-class people doing big things so you have every possible advantage to maximize your potential. They say the most, the place with the most potential in the world is cemeteries, because there's so much potential there that was all wasted. And that's was my biggest fear, is I don't want to be 70, 80 years old and look in the mirror and not be proud that I maximized life. I did my all, I gave my all, and I built a lifestyle I was proud of, and I built a legacy for my family. So that's why I'm so passionate. But now, way more important to me than being successful myself is helping other people succeed, and creating stories and taking people by the hand that want to invest in themselves and showing them how to be successful in this new economy. Because I feel like I've hacked the system. If you're not making 6 figures and you invest in the academy, the odds of us helping you make 6 figures is 1,000% if you listen. Now, if you want to make 7 and you're already at 6, great. We can help you with that too. But that's just, I have such passion, because most people, when they don't have the life they want, all they do is escape reality. They watch TV, they watch Netflix, and they just complain, and they never do anything to change their situation. That's why I love being around high-level people like this. Let me see. Circle of influence is critical. Lifestyle flexibility is the goal of money. Yep, 100%. Love it. 100%, Miguel. I fully agree. So, any other questions, guys? Let me, since you guys are on, I want to share something. It's going to be in my new book that's coming out in the next 6 months to a year. But I want to share this. So, I did a study, a year-long study of studying successful people. Of course, like the cream of the crop, people that have a world-class life, over 50 million in income, a net worth, and I studied what they spent money on, because this was so intriguing to me. And there was 4 things. And this is the 4 things successful people spend money on. And I want to share just because it's hopefully valuable to you guys. Number 1 is backing themselves, personal growth, masterminds, of course, business stuff, things that sharpen their perspective and give them a competitive advantage. That's number 1. Every single successful person I studied, read books, had mentors. Number 2 was back in their business. Once they started a business, they invested back in their business. Marketing, advertising, personnel, training people, material, whatever. They invested back in their business. Number 3 was assets. Once they started making money, then they invested in assets that made money work for them, whether it's angel investing, real estate, things like that. And they invested in assets that made their money work for them, so they had passive income, right? 4th is memorable experiences. I think the unstoppable combination is working on meaningful things and maximizing memorable experiences. I've been obsessed with both those the last 10 years. That's why I'm so obsessed with people or I'm so obsessed with sharing with people. It's not about money, because if you make $100 million, but you have no lifestyle and you're stuck in an office and you have 1,000 employees and you have no freedom, you did it all wrong, right? So that's why I think lifestyle is so important. But that's the 4th thing, is memorable experiences. Now, if you invest in memorable experiences before you have the other 3, that's a problem, because then you're going to have no money and be broke. You're tricking yourself. I always wondered, now I'm just kind of ranting, but I want to share. By the way, thank you for you guys that have joined GameChangersMovement.com/yes. I'm super excited. All these bonuses are going to stop in 16 minutes. You can still get the package and the other stuff, but getting the I'm gonna extend the Game Changers package, okay, to you guys. Those bonuses and the recession proof and all that. So the importance of investing is everything. And it's sad that we're just taught always to save. And the reality is, successful people invest. Saving is a fear tactic. When you invest and you make your money work for you, that's a lot more effective. When you invest in yourself, it's forever. But I used to always wonder why I didn't like vacations. And I realized years ago, it's because the last couple days, I always was stressed out because I didn't want to go back to reality, because I didn't like what I did. And I hear it all the time when me and Kayla travel so much now. We're actually going to Texas this next week. I I hear people, oh man, vacation's great, but I don't want to go back. Oh, I wish we could stay longer. And that's not a way to live, right? So when you make your lifestyle a vacation, I think that's the ultimate key to life and leverage is waking up every day and having the perfect day. Imagine waking up at 9 or 10, having your coffee, not having to call to anybody, right? Calling people you care about, making a couple calls, enjoying your life. That's what's possible. But you have to build the right foundation. And you can study all the stuff online for free. You can try to get all the information everywhere. I get that. But why not just cut your learning curve in half, right? So I always wonder why I didn't like vacations, and that was why. Now I love it because when I get back from traveling, I love what we do in our life, that it's a never-ending vacation. And I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I get more enjoyment helping other people create that than I do myself, right? Word to that. Kat, I'm excited to connect. You sound like a hustler. Appreciate it, Miguel. I look forward to talking to you too. Do you work with Grant Cardone? I've had the pleasure of being an audience member of his and have a million book. Awesome. I mean, we've probably talked 30 times. I've done, I think, 3 or 4 interviews. He's done 3 interviews for the Academy. I will forever be grateful for him because he's the one that got me my first paid speech, and he's also the one that got me connected with Entrepreneur Magazine. So I've helped promote his books and stuff like that. It's all about reciprocity. It's just about being genuine. And yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff with him. Good guy. Any other questions, guys? I'm getting excited to hang with my son. Haven't seen him for a couple hours. I tell you, if you have a kid, there's nothing like it. It's the most surreal feeling ever, having a kid. Rudy, thank you, man. It was good seeing you back in Oregon when I saw you last. I'm so glad we connected. What a small world it is. Like, the people that you connect with is just so cool. Oh, I was thinking about it. This is what I was going to share. I totally forgot. So I bought a property in Tulum, Mexico. Me and Kayla, like a while ago. We just made the last wire transfer, and I realized because of a connection is how I got that discount and how I got that deal. I got some stuff in the mail this week, a check from LinkedIn. We did like a partnership with LinkedIn on Instagram. And then I also got a check from Creative Live, which is a personal growth site that I did a training for like years ago. But they sell a course that I did, and I still get residual. That was from a connection. And the LinkedIn was from a connection. So even this week, I'm reminded, like, every single breakthrough you'll ever have will be because a person you meet. Always. So I was just reminded how powerful networking is. And that's why I was super excited to share that with you guys, because literally, like, everything that's happening to me positive is because of someone I met. So that's why just most people don't place a big enough emphasis. A lot of people want level 10 success, but they have like a level 4 network, and they wonder why they're incongruent. You know what I mean? And with these crazy times, I'm not sure where you guys are from. I know you guys shared where you're from, but I'm in California, and the lockdown is it's bad. And like, I talked to a girl, I was calling some hotels on the way to Texas, and one of them was a bed and breakfast, and they're just like, it literally got me emotional about how they're expecting these people to pay their bills, but they're expecting them to be out of work. So they're expecting, hey, you can't do business. Hey, you can't have customers, but hey, you better pay your bills. And it just blows, it almost gets me furious that this can even happen. But that's why building an online business is saving people. And I remember the people that used to make fun of entrepreneurs or make fun of online businesses, like, oh my God, that's not a real business. Now those people are kind of like, whoa, what are you doing? How are you making money? I need to make some online money, because they're struggling. So a lot of these secure jobs are not secure anymore, right? So I have so much passion to help people that are willing to change, willing to invest in themselves, willing to adapt, because most people aren't. So I get passionate about people that actually want to change. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Will I know or learn to find where is my customer with the Academy? like what your ideal target audience is. Is that what you're asking? There's a training exactly for that, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, there's some trainings that will help you literally craft and create your ideal target audience and kind of figure out how to position yourself in the marketplace. There's a bonus training on how to establish yourself as a celebrity in your space. I mean, there's every training we've done in the last 8 years is categorized, so you have access to all of those. Champagne vision with beer work ethics. Yeah, people have $1 million visions with 2-cent work ethics. I see it. And the cool thing is, with entrepreneurship, it is about hustling and working hard, but only for a certain amount of time. It's about working hard and then working right, so eventually the hard work becomes systemized, and you're only working on things that produce growth, and everyone else is working on things that maintain and it's delegated. So you put in all this work to eventually be able to have your business run itself. That's the goal. I agree, Kat. Like DoorDash and Grubhub are saving restaurants. So online businesses are the future. And there's going to be millions of people some of them are going to be forced online. That's why it's not to a forcing stage yet. But if you're in a 9-to-5, I mean, a lot of these 9-to-5s will be replaced by robots, which is scary. But if you're not adapting and pivoting, it's going to be a scary time. That's why it's so important to invest right now. And I'm not saying in something, invest in some type of training that's relevant to your skills, because when the market is flooded the next year, it's going to be a lot harder to crawl out and rise above the noise. If you get a head start right now, that's why I'm sure everyone watching the replay, if there is a replay, has seen like these kids crushing it. Tanner Fox is making $5-10 million a year, and I think he's 20 on YouTube. Right? It's because he's adapting to the new times. He's taking advantage of his strength, and he has a network. Right? So just really take that serious, because there's nothing more important than adapting and adjusting at the right time. And I want to help. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you have an amazing rest of your night. And just a reminder too, one of my biggest philosophies are, it doesn't matter how much you make. I think the thing that you need to put above everything else that I've realized in the last 5 or 10 years is just being a world-class human being. One of the things we look for in our speakers is they have to be a world-class person first. Because I know best-selling authors that have forgot about their health or don't take care of themselves. I know multi-million-dollar producers that treat their family bad or never go to their kids' basketball games or stuff like that. So it's the people that are world-class in life and in business that I really respect. And that's something that we practice and we preach and we teach in the academy as well. So we're going to help you build a world-class life. Whatever that is to you, we're going to help you build that. So I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for taking advantage of the training that I'm running. And thank you for putting your time and your effort into this information. And all I ask from you is this. I just want you to get results and build a world-class life, because time's going to pass anyways, and you might as well spend it creating something that you're proud of that's going to help you. And now is a time, I think, for you to make up for all the times in your life where you didn't give your all. Now is a time for you to make up for all the times in your life where you maybe have cut corners. Now is the time, because like I said at the beginning of this training, whatever you do right now will be multiplied 10 times coming out of this crazy period. So if you're working, if you're grinding, if you're connecting with people, if you're investing in the academy, if you're watching the trainings, if you're talking to me on the phone, it'll be magnified 10 times the benefits. But if you're cutting corners, if you're watching Netflix all day, if you have bad eating habits, if you don't have a great routine, you're going to feel the effects of that 10 times worse in the next couple months. So there's a drastic effect right now because of the economy, and I want you to be on the positive side of that. So appreciate you guys. I know, I gotta go see my son. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, I think you guys are probably active on Instagram. I love Instagram. I'm active on there a lot. So if you have any questions, reach out on Instagram. It's at Peter J. Voog. Also, if you want to connect with other people on this training, just comment below comment your actual handle, and maybe everyone can follow each other and connect. All right, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.